Miss Letterman, this is Johnny Carson. I'm calling from NBC in Burbank.
Oh, my word.
Look, how are you?
Fine,
Miss Letterman, can I ask you a question? Has David ever told you that he hopes that I get run over by a Sparkletts water delivery truck so he can get the 11:30 time period on NBC? Has he ever told you that?
Yes, he talks about it frequently.
He talks about it frequently.
That was pretty good.
That was your mom
Johnny.
on there with Johnny.
Just Johnny.
Oh, gosh. Did you have a good relationship with Johnny?
Yes, but he made me very nervous because he was, I think, the biggest star in television.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just a kid who had, kind of followed the beacon of his light coming out of Burbank. And to be on his show was endlessly nerve-wracking. And then to actually be with him in a social situation, I kind of have a history of, I got to know Jack Parr.
Yes.
And I had a great deal of admiration for Jack Parr, and he had worked with Hal Gurney. And I started to spend more and more time with Jack Parr.
Mm-hmm.
And I would get more and more comfortable with Jack Parr. And I began to notice that Jack, bless his heart, would tell the same stories over and over again.
Yes.
They were great stories.
Yes.
Fantastic stories. But that was it. And then the inevitable, I think he started to dislike me.
Who, Jack Parr?
Yeah. And then I felt uncomfortable. So I was always worried that if I relaxed and got comfortable with Johnny, the same thing might happen. Do you understand what I'm trying to articulate?
I understand exactly what you're saying. I became friends with Jack Parr, and I understand everything you're saying, but he never spoke ill of you. He thought you were great.
Well, it may have been something that I was feeling that didn't actually exist, but I just thought this relationship with Johnny Carson is custom-made for me to screw up. Because in those days, Johnny Carson meant the world. I mean, that was it.
Yes.
That was the Hall of Fame. You wanted that endorsement. You wanted that friendship because, A, if you didn't do well on the show, you were never coming back, and it was going to be a much harder road if you were not friendly with The Tonight Show. And B, to have Johnny Carson as a friend, oh, my God, that's a tremendous blessing. So I was always nervous about that.
But I remember it well. You followed him on your show. You followed The Tonight Show with your show. And he admired your show very, very much. He loved all of the different things you were doing. And he would say to our friend, Peter LaSalle, I'd like to do something like that, too. So one night they tried it. Something about a candy machine that he was trying to get function, something that you would pull off beautifully, and it flopped, and he never tried again. But I think, there was a bondship there. But did you have a chance to tell him what he meant to you?
All the time. I mean, the first time I was on the show, it was, yes, all the time.
Good.
And the last time that I saw him, we were talking about it earlier today, of course, the way life is, you don't know that will be the last time, but it turned out to be the last time. And it couldn't have been a lovelier evening, and I cherish that. Because it was unusual. It was not going to happen under other circumstances, and it was my wife, myself, Johnny and his wife on Johnny's yacht that he had anchored in the Hudson, and it was a Friday evening, and we sailed off just before sunset and went up the Hudson, up under the George Washington Bridge, which is lovely. Turned around, now the sun is setting. We go out to the Statue of Liberty, and see that at night as the sky is darkening, and then you turn around and we headed up the East River, and you see the lower tip of Manhattan, and it was a sight and an experience like you never, you never get to see New York like that.
No, it really is a terrific sight. I've been up and down those rivers, and especially at night, it just blazes out.
Yeah, and he was comfortable, and we were chatting, and I knew that I always had. If the conversation got slow or there was an awkward moment, all I had to do was bring up Jack Benny.
He loved Jack.
He loved Jack.
Yeah.
And I think owed a great deal to Jack and his delivery and his mannerisms and his humor. And he would just start telling story after story about Jack Benny. So it was a great evening, and I'm so proud of that experience.
Sure. PBS had a 2-hour special on Johnny. And I saw it that night, and I couldn't sleep the rest of the night. It kept me awake, you know. I mean, it was so sad, the end, you know, that he would leave us like that. It was just...
Right. Well, I remember having that feeling the night he retired. Because it had become such routine, not just for me, but for everybody in the United States. And to see him say goodnight for the last time, I found it very, very emotional. I have not seen the documentary you're talking about yet.
And how did you feel when I said goodbye, or when I moved on? Did you have the same feelings?
Honestly, I was puzzled because I thought there's no reason for you to retire. There's no reason for you to leave that show. I misused the word retire. No reason for you to leave the show.
Well...
and you got to see about getting a gig here, because this is ideal for you.
All right. Now, you want to know something? I think you're a pretty good actor. I want to show you a scene from, I think, the only movie you ever made. Cabin Boy?
Cabin Boy.
With Chris Elliott?
Chris Elliott, right.
Yeah. Well, wait till you see this guy in this scene.
Cabin Boy. Would you like to buy a monkey?
Big hit. That's it. Wait till you see this. It's Dave the actor. Roll it.
You know what you are? You're one of those little fancy lads, aren't you? Boy, you're cute. Gosh, what a sweet little outfit. Is it your little spring outfit? You couldn't be cuter. You're so adorable. Oh, my. You know, you remind me of my niece, Sally. Lovely girl. She's a dietitian. Hey, would you like to buy a monkey?
Not bad, huh?
It was excellent.
No, you did good.
It was excellent. Don't kid yourself. It was fantastic.
Any aspirations to become an actor?
No, you know what? I could be a really bad actor, but I'm so thankful that I never had any interest in it because, one, once you get into it, they're long, boring, difficult days, and two, I could never be good at it, and if you're not going to be really good at it, what's the point of wasting everybody's time?
I did an acting bit in Hot in Cleveland recently. Betty White's.
Oh, yeah, I think I read about that in the Times.
And I had trouble remembering the lines.
I know.
Oh, my God. Well, I'm not used to that.
No, I know. It's if you don't care about it, you didn't really care about it. It was just something to do,
I played
right?
Pierre, a gay hairstylist. I cared.
Yeah, I bet you cared.
Dave, when we come back, I want to talk to you about the serious side. Everything from your heart surgery to the days that followed 9/11 and you brought television back to America. Back in a moment.